Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Brew, where we tell the stories behind your favorite beer. This is Sound Guy Ryan, and joining me, as always, is Matt.
Yeah, by the time Erica comes back, she's going to have like 40 gallons of wine.
What?
Yeah.
40 gallons?
40 gallons.
That's a lot of wine.
I'm just guessing. Because she's in the middle of...
wine season.
Yeah, beer and wine hobby. Which, I can't wait to see Erica again. Because we totally didn't record these episodes back to back to back, did we?
No, why would we do that?
Save time, money, gas, expenses, silence.
Stop telling our secrets.
Cut it. Yeah, no. So we have an awesome episode this week. If you listen to our outro that I did in one breath. If not, go back and listen. It's amazing.
Yeah, we got Mike from Stellwagen all the way down in the South Shore.
Actually, I very much enjoyed that trip down to the South Shore.
It was fun.
It
was hot that day.
Definitely hot.
It was really hot.
That was the first day I cut sleeves off my shirt and showed off the old pythons.
Oh, those? That's what you call those?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Garden snakes is what they are right now.
Yeah.
But maybe by the end, well, I'm going to say by the end of fall season of beer, there's still going to be garden snakes. But end of winter, because I don't love winter beers, pythons.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we have had a lot of fun. We had Brewtoberfest last weekend, which we tapped our Brave Noise beer that was done with Erica, Jenna from Wormtown, my friend David, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm very pleased with how it came out. We hit all our numbers, and it tastes awesome.
I haven't had it yet, so I'm excited.
You will have it, and you're going to love it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's very drinkable, 4.2%, just like super, super easy, super smooth, and it helps when you have a professional brewer with you.
Yeah, it probably.
Definitely does. So thank you, Jenna, and thank you, Erica, who is way more of a better brewer than I am on the homebrew side as well.
And probably ever will be.
I that's a challenge I'd like to be. I'd like to be just as good as her.
You got a lot of work.
I definitely have a lot of work. Yeah, we do. We do. Ryan, should we brew a beer before the winter?
Yeah, why not?
I think our listeners should tell us what beer we should brew.
Okay.
What beer should we brew its listeners? We're going to put a poll on our Instagram, letting our listeners decide what beer we brew next.
You're just going to give them options?
We're going to give them 4 options.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
because there's going to be plenty of beer that they probably want us to brew that I'm like, not interested.
I'm probably going to be honest with you. It's going to be like Hefeweizen. I have the cooling for the spike brewing tank, so I'd like to do a lager if possible. Mm-hmm. I'm totally down to try a double IPA because I've never done it.
Yeah, why not?
Or New England style.
Yeah.
That should be the 3. That should be the 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I hope we do Hef.
That is a good one.
That's a great one. And it's really shows if you're a good brewer or not, because there's no hiding behind that.
Yeah, and I think by then, the kind of memory of the summer, because there were some really good Hefeweizens out here this summer, that will kind of go away. So if ours is okay,
and it's drinking well,
still be great.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited for that.
It's hard to compete with some of these other Hefeweizens that were around.
Seriously. Well, you know what? I think we're just going to go to the episode, because now I'm just dreaming of Hefeweizen.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm going to take a Hefeweizen nap.
Cheers.
Sleepy. Cheers. All right, so we'll go...
starting with Matt, we'll just say our names in the microphones.
Yep. Matt.
Erica.
Mike.
And Matt, whenever you're ready.
I'm not ready.
Wow.
Would you be ready now?
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, Erica and Sound Guy Ryan.
Let's not start with all right. You do that all the time. It drives me crazy. Like a pet peeve of mine.
Anywho, no, I'm just kidding. As it turns out, we're in southern... No.
Welcome. Here we are.
That was a great intro.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica.
I should just do all the intros.
Next
I
time.
kill it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So we are in the South Shore.
Indeed.
And we love the South Shore.
Yeah.
We've had a bad habit of going there and batch interviewing, right? We go there and we interview 4 breweries, we interview 3 breweries.
We do. That was a bad habit or not?
No. But I've fortunately been able to, through those experiences, go to breweries one-off in the South Shore and be oh, I want to go to Untold.
Yeah.
I want to go to...
I want to come back.
Vitamin C, whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the breweries I always make sure I stop to, Stellwagen.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
Exactly.
I like the beer they're brewing.
Same.
That's rad.
This hell is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's actually very refreshing after a day of drinking some,
at 104 degrees.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's
this
bad.
is all I want right now.
Yeah. And who are we with today?
We're with Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey guys, what's going on?
You have a great voice for podcasts.
Fantastic.
I've been working on it,
Yeah.
it's
Practicing on the
one of those
down
things.
low?
Yeah.
I like it.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
No, it's crazy kind of like hearing your own voice in headphones.
It's weird. Yeah. I
Thanks
like
for
it.
getting used
Actually.
to.
So we start every podcast by asking our guests their first memory of beer and their role at the brewery.
My first memory of beer. Do we have to keep this?
You can keep it
whatever
whatever you
you
want.
like.
If I was
yeah.
under 21,
I don't care.
We're
statute of
X-rated.
limitations
or-
We're
under.
Nope.
We're not X-rated. We're R-rated. Yeah.
No, nothing X-rated. I'm just trying to think. My first memory with beer. I was probably like 7 years old. My dad was drinking like, I don't know, Old Milwaukee, I think.
Oh, all
and
right.
I was like, hey, can I get a sip of that? And he said yes, and I thought it was gross.
Yeah.
Typical story. Yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah, that was probably my very first memory.
Yeah, we haven't heard one that was like, at 7, I had Old Milwaukee, and it was fucking awesome.
Started drinking every day.
Yeah, no doubt. It was definitely not the best thing I tasted. I couldn't understand why grown-ups like that stuff.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I realized it.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
now, doesn't it? And your role at the brewery?
So I'm the, I guess a president is how I would refer to myself.
El Presidente.
Founder.
Right.
Yeah. I know it sounds like elitist when I say it like that, but
It's
I
not.
don't know.
It's
Like
cool.
I do literally everything. So
Nice.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So Stellwagen, it started after like a passion project of brewing, right? You were kind of looking for a way to open your own brewery.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. So, I mean, I would say for the 10, 12 years prior to opening Stellwagen, when I was, had a career, my goal was always to break into the industry, preferably at somebody else's brewery. I didn't really feel like I wanted the pressure of opening my own. It wasn't even really a thought that I had considered until, probably a couple years before we ended up opening. But for one reason or another, that never ended up working out. So Stellwagen is here.
Here we are.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a little bit more, I did homebrew. Like, I wasn't a complete stranger to this. Like, I started homebrew when I was 21 years old with a couple of buddies from college.
Cool.
We might have accidentally almost set his cat on fire one time during it.
Why don't we do that?
I was just going to continue.
Should we
Are
just
we not
ask the
recording?
question again?
Aren't we recording?
No.
Ask the question again.
I will ask the question.
Oh, you missed the cat part?
Bring that up again,
Now
please.
it won't feel authentic.
I know. All right, so I did some research beforehand. Stellwagen kind of started as like a passion project. 2016, you were kind of looking to be a brewer for somebody else, but you ended up owning your own brewery. How did that happen?
Yeah, that's the short version of it. Yeah, pretty much. So, going way back to, I don't know, probably 2005. When did I graduate college? 2007. I took the first job that I could get, which happened to be in financial services. The second job I applied for was at Harpoon for their distribution company, basically being like, I don't know, the guy that takes orders and, trucks kegs over to places.
Yep.
And, I interviewed for that, didn't work out, didn't get the job. And then, fast forward 10 years, probably applied dozens of times at other breweries, probably most frequently to Sam Adams. And, it just seems like they had, I had like an office job and they actually had office jobs. So I was like, oh, okay, this could be a fit.
A good foot in.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, it never ended up coming up. So,
Jim's listening, so he shame on you, Jim.
You missed out, man.
Yeah, big fan of the podcast.
No doubt.
Look what you could have had.
I'm sure he gets that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have hired Mike.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, the real thing came along. Thank you, Erica. The real change was my first son was born in 2017, so I was dealing with the sleep deprivation that goes along with new parenthood for the first time, going to my day job, kind of zombie-ish, realizing that I didn't have the mental stamina to keep going at something that I didn't have a full passion for.
Yeah.
So you decided to go into a really tough industry with new kids.
Yeah, I didn't think that one through all the way, but I figured, hey, what the hell? If I'm working hard, at least it's something I love.
Right. No, for sure.
So that's convinced my wife. She was super supportive and also sleep deprived, which I think played a pretty big role.
Somebody that helped with the decision making. trick her into it.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Why don't you quit your job that has benefits, 401k, salary, vacation, like all the good stuff, and just, start a new business. That sounds like a great idea with a newborn.
Love it.
But yeah, no, she did it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Talk about the early years of Stellwagen. You guys, you were brewing, right? But you weren't the head brewer. You aren't the head brewer.
Are we not still in the early years?
We're
Not even 3 yet.
I was going to say.
No, but you're right. So actually, we had there were 3 of us that founded, or 3 founders that started working here right from the bat. My brother Dave and Brian, who was our original head brewer, and he predominantly brewed. He brewed almost every single batch up until recently when we kind of went separate ways.
Yeah. And just to confirm, before this, you were homebrewing the whole
I was,
time?
yeah.
Okay.
So, the home brewing while operating the brewery, not so much. Once Stellwagen opened, I didn't have the time to mess around on 15-gallon batches anymore. But, my brother kept up on that.
Cool.
And, we were always churning out funky pilot stuff.
I was going to say, did any of those original recipes kind of come to the brewery when you first opened, or?
Not when we first opened, but the first one, kind of the first new brand that we're releasing in a couple of weeks. It's called Coastal Jammer, and we're gonna that one was definitely inspired by a pilot.
Awesome!
By a pilot batch.
Yeah.
Nice. What was some feedback we were getting when you were a home brewer? It's hard to solicit like honest feedback, right? Like
your beer's amazing. You should have a home brewer.
You're fucking rocks. You should be a professional brewer, and they're pouring it out in the backyard. But were you getting that feedback?
No.
Oh wow.
No, I would say.
What kind of friends do you have?
I would say most. Well, for
good friends too.
Exactly.
Most of the time, I'll be honest. So it started out. I was 21 years old. It was the first time we homebrewed, and I was pissed because what we brewed didn't taste like Bud Light.
Damn it.
That was what I was.
Yeah, that's what you wanted at 21.
Yeah.
You want to crush those.
Yeah. So I was like, how do we get this clear? How do we, get it so that way it's not crazy bitter? And then eventually, my taste developed a little bit. I would say that 90% of the time that I was homebrewing, the feedback was always like, yeah, it's okay. It's, I drink this. It wasn't until the very end when I started getting real serious about it that somebody was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. I'd buy this.
I'm going to be honest with you. If you brewed Bud Light like successfully the first time, you would have been like the best brewer in
Done.
the world. Yeah. Like that's a hard beer to brew consistently, right? Yeah.
In hindsight, 100%.
Yeah. So like, it's all right that you didn't brew it the first time.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. But like you said, towards the end, people were kind of like, was that kind of like the bug in your ear? Like, yeah, maybe I want to do brewing professionally?
No. Honestly, my beers were never like I could brew, but I wasn't, none of this stuff. I knew my limitations.
Yeah.
I wasn't, I had zero professional experience. So, that's why we had partnered up with Brian, who had been in the industry for a while.
Yeah. So you were just drawn to the industry. You weren't necessarily trying to.
I was going to do whatever I could.
Yeah.
And it just so happened whatever I could was to start one.
Yeah. Awesome.
So you guys are still kind of considered like a small brewery, right?
I would say so. Yeah.
You said recently, like the cool part about being a small brewery is if we have a cool idea, we brew it.
Yeah.
Is that still true?
100%.
Yeah. So what are cool ideas do you have right now?
Oh man. So nothing on the schedule yet, but we've seen a lot of other breweries messing around with like brewing beers with like marshmallow fluff.
Yeah.
We do a lot of like fruited sours, some very heavily.
Yeah.
Others not so much. The very heavily fruited sours have like lactose in them, so it's not a huge population of people, but a lot of folks steer away from those because of the intolerance to lactose.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, how do we can we do something that does something similar? And I was like, well, let's use marshmallows. it's not new. Like people have been doing it for a while now, but we've never done it. So
it's new to you guys.
Mess around with that. Yeah.
When you guys first opened, like, what did you think your brewery would have been known for, and what are you guys known for now?
It's a good question. So when we first opened, it was 2018. It's like, I feel like we're still in this craze, the haze craze.
For sure. We still are.
Forever.
Yeah.
We're drinking clear beer right now, but
yeah, I know. Seriously, we have 4 beers of Hell's Lager. But yeah, I wanted to be known for hazy IPAs. It's what we're in the South Shore. We're in New England. Yeah. Right. It's like, okay, cool. We have a beer that's like named after our region. Let's embrace that.
Yeah.
Also, it was like all I was drinking at the time too. So I wanted it to be, I wanted our focus to be on stuff that I like to drink, and I think everybody else at the time too.
For sure.
And
People certainly still like to drink it.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we see it. I mean, it's still what we predominantly brew. I mean, we must brew 50% of what we brew is like hazy IPA.
Yeah.
And it sells, it's like, I love the hells, but, we'll sell through 10 batches of IPA before this sells through.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Do you enjoy being kind of a hype brewery in a sense that you're brewing, fruited sours and hazy boys and, everything else?
Yeah, for sure. That's fun. I mean, I guess the pressure on it. I remember a guy that would buy beer for an account of ours early on, like one of our first accounts, was like, hey, do you feel like pressure to keep being innovative?
Yeah.
I was like, at the time, I was like, no. I mean, we were also like 7 months in, so.
Exactly.
We'll just keep
going,
pushing
right?
it, keep pushing it.
Right.
And now it's kind of like, okay, well, always have people come in, what's new? What's new? Like, oh, we just dropped this beer a couple weeks ago. Like, yeah, I had that. I'm like, okay.
Oh, God.
Jesus. Yeah.
Nothing yet.
Yeah.
Like,
stay tuned.
Just give us a minute. We'll think of something.
Yeah.
Before we get into what the public is demanding from your brewery, we have a word from our sponsors. Take it away, some guy, Ryan.
Did you know that your favorite Massachusetts breweries use hops from a local family-owned hop farm right here in Massachusetts?
Our friends over at 4 Star Farms are there for you whether you're a commercial brewery or a small batch home brewer.
Make sure to head over to their website today and get your hands on some of the best and freshest hops available locally. Cheers.
At our local homebrew shop, Beer and Wine Hobby, you can get everything you need to make beer, wine, cider, cheese, and more. Not sure where to start? They have knowledgeable staff there to help. Beer and Wine Hobby is family-owned and located in Danvers, Massachusetts. Visit their website, beer-wine.com, and use our promo code BREWROOTS for 10% off your online order today.
Shirts on Tap is the box subscription service for craft beer lovers. Each month, Shirts on Tap partners up with 7 different breweries from across the country and collaborates on a sweet custom shirt design. We've been teamed up with Shirts on Tap since the inception of the podcast and are proud to announce a new promo code for all of our listeners. To get your first shirt for $5 off, go to the link in our description below and use the promo code. And remember, drink better beer, wear better shirts. I'm curious. The South Shore is pretty diverse with their beer drinking. You have, IPA breweries, you have haze breweries, you have certain breweries all across the area that kind of do different things. But is that because the public is demanding different styles, or is it just kind of that's what your brewery kind of fell into?
People demand all sorts of different styles. I mean, the best part of being, other than, getting a chance to, have an idea and brew it, right? The other best part of being small is, we're intimately involved with our community. We know, every day we get people coming into the tap room and we get firsthand feedback, right? Yeah. It's like, what do people want to drink? And it's all over the board.
What's the weirdest thing?
It's not from a customer, but this may have come internally. Someone was like, we should brew a beer with meat.
And are you guys considering it? Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But maybe.
That's a good answer.
If you guys get desperate enough.
Yeah.
That would be
But I mean, even today,
a barbecue beer?
We were here at just 2:45, and people were lining up to come inside.
Yeah, there's a couple guys outside who are waiting for you to open the doors. We're like, whoa.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's not like that every. Is today Tuesday?
No, it is.
Okay,
you just say that.
Oh yeah, no, it's like that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
the line was shorter today than
yeah.
Right.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah. But the South Shore drinker, what is a quintessential South Shore drinker?
I mean, I would say it's New England IPA, but lower on the ABV side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
So a sessionable IPA.
Sessionable IPA, but higher than what not like right in that sweet spot, 5.5 to 6.5, right? Like I want flavor, I want full body, but I want to be able to go to the beach and drink this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy having those styles? I mean, is that a drink that Do you like the sessionable ones, or do you like the hazy? Like,
Do you like the beers that you brew?
no. Yeah.
Almost all of them. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good.
Yeah. So obviously Brian is no longer with the company. What's the transition to a new head brewer? What's that been like? Who is the head brewer?
It's been So the transition has been great. We we're taking a head brewer by committee approach. Pat Cronin, as I mentioned before, is like our lead brewer. He's taken over the reins on the brew deck.
Awesome.
He's got responsibility for hot side. Mitch Corgi is our lead cellarman, and he's got responsibility for cold side. And my brother, Pat, Mitch, and I are kind of all working together on recipe development.
Nice.
Sweet.
Are you excited to kind of get back into that recipe development?
Hell yeah! I mean, that's probably the best part of it. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's also the most nerve-wracking. Trying to make sure that what you're doing is something that people.
Well, that's why
want
like
to
a
drink.
few of you, right? Like you can all kind of axe the bad ideas.
One thing about your beer, in my opinion, it's been very consistent. I feel like you guys have do a good job with like QC and make sure your beer tastes consistent. Is that something that was important to you early on, or?
Yep. Yeah. The consistency, the QC approach. For as small as we are, I think we spend a lot of money on it. We commit a lot of resources. Just a lot of the infrastructure stuff that we're building out right now. A lot of the larger breweries probably take for granted that they have it, but we just bought a dissolved oxygen meter.
Oh, nice.
So expensive.
Yep.
We're getting a centrifuge. So expensive.
So helpful. All those things are like insanely expensive. They're like.
So I know. It's like the first time you see, like, I just have this. I spent that much on this thing.
Yeah,
like a shoebox.
Shoebox. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, that was a huge priority for me. I'm not like a scientific person or anything like that. I mean, I did like science in high school, but
cool.
When I kind of you always talk to people that are in the industry when you're outside, and you're like, so like I always hear it's a combination of like science and art, like.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the science piece of it. Like, there's like biology happening.
Right.
It's the art.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you gotta like make the flavors taste good. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now I'm like understanding the balance. But like,
yeah.
I always kind of wanted to make sure we were doing all the right things from a QC standpoint, like lab work and whatnot.
Definitely.
One of the hard things with fruited sours, and it's well known, is ReFermentation in the can. Sorry. What are you guys doing to prevent that? I mean, have you had any issues?
Yeah, we have. Just very recently.
Sorry to bring up a source.
No, it's fine. It's like within the past week. Like we've
Of
had,
course.
like, 3 instances of it with 2 different beers. Like we always keep our QC, right? It's very, very high tech. We have all this expensive stuff. And we put like a can of fruited sour over by the keg washer, and it like heats up. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see like what ends up happening. And yesterday it was like, oh my god, did somebody just fire a gun in the brewery?
It was that loud.
Yeah, we were like, oh my god, I've never seen that happen before in real life. But I think the centrifuge is going to help a lot with that. Spinning out all the yeast cells that are in there.
Yeah.
There's also other things we can add to prevent the re-fermentation too.
So what do you do when that does happen? Like when you had that can go off in the brewery, I mean, do you post about that? Do you send out a newsletter? I mean, I don't know, like, how do you approach that situation where, like, you've already sold these cans and that might happen in someone's house?
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that we proactively have always done with all of our fruited sours, especially the ones that, when we're adding the Fruit Late Smoothie Machine series.
Yeah.
We tell everybody, we're like, there's fruit that's added late in this.
Drink it.
Keep it. Yeah, drink it fast and keep it cold. I mean, it says it on every can, so it's like kind of, I feel like people have fatigue of seeing, drink fresh, keep cold.
Yeah.
But like when folks come here and then we hand them a 4-pack,
hopefully
everybody is reiterating it.
Yeah,
exactly. When we don't send a ton of it out to accounts.
Yeah,
but
so you try to keep it closer to home.
So don't keep it in your car.
Don't keep it in your car. Yeah. No, I mean, especially now, man.
Oh my God, today.
I mean, that would basically pasteurize it, though, so it would probably be safer.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. So what was the beer that you guys were kind of known for? You were focusing on like pale ales when you first opened, right? With a certain type of hop, right?
Yeah. So when we first opened, we started with Whale Watcher, Invisible Airwaves, Symbols, and Fireworks Display. all either IPA or pale ale.
Yeah.
And that's, we like I mentioned earlier, like we've always kind of stayed in that lane. But I mean, we like to use a lot of we experiment with a lot of different hops. We definitely have our favorites. We use a lot of Citra, a lot of Mosaic, a lot of Galaxy if we can get it. A lot of new fun stuff that's coming out. We just did a beer with a hop called Mackinac.
Cool.
And it was, it wasn't my favorite.
It was different though.
Yeah, it was different. I mean, sometimes it's not everything's a home run.
Right.
It's interesting though. Like you say, it wasn't your favorite, but then they're going to be. It's probably going to happen. Like all the consumers will be like, "That was the best one I've ever had."
Yeah. Right.
Well, you get people that say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, this is the best Stellwagen. And then you have this. Other people are like, this was a huge miss for me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it balances.
Yeah. Where do you gather that feedback? I know that you mentioned like a lot of people come to the tap room, they'll tell you, but do you get anything from Untapped or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the tap room.
Yeah.
That's the best. Untapped is huge. For a long time, I think I looked at every single check-in.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Good for you, man.
I can't say that anymore. I could definitely skip some. But yeah, I mean, I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes too. Somebody rates something a 2, and I'm like, "What do you just hate?" Like, and you go back and you're like, "Oh, you're a cider fan. I get it now."
Yeah.
Why am I
Right.
wasting
Never had
my
beer
time
before.
with this person's Untapped habits. Like, but I don't know. You get there. But anyways, you Untapped is huge. People leave remarks on Facebook and Instagram, pretty much anywhere we can look.
Yeah.
With 200 plus breweries in Massachusetts, what keeps Stellwagen apart from a lot of them?
I mean, it's hard, I mean, 200, I forget how many there were when we opened. It was like 160 or something. So it's like...
More than the state of North Dakota, so don't worry.
we were ready for, we were already entering a market with a ton of breweries in it.
Right.
So, there were a few things that we try to do. I mean, we want to be community focused. I mean, we're a small brewery first. I mean, we are a small brewery. We do a lot of charitable, a lot of work with charities, a lot of fundraising stuff. Mm-hmm. We always try to accommodate, when somebody in town has a little, they're raising money for whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to donate something? Oh, sure. Can we hold an event in your tap room? Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So our location is huge. I mean, I feel like probably everybody says this too, but like we want to make sure our cans are fun. If you're looking at it on a shelf.
Not everyone says that, actually. So yeah,
well, many people. Hopefully they say it.
I think most of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people.
No. But
50%.
Yeah.
75.
We want to make sure that we have fun,
cool
eye-catching, cool-looking cans. Just like it's an experience.
For sure. For sure.
Only part of it is what it tastes of what your beer tastes like.
Yeah.
It's kind of everything going into it.
Yeah.
So, should we do another sponsor break?
I think so. Before we do that little sponsor break.
You have a really good question you want to ask?
Nah, just kidding.
Okay.
Let's go to the sponsor break.
Good tease.
Great tease. Yeah, you're right.
The best tease.
Cool. Take it away, Sound Guy Ryan.
Are you a solo artist, band, podcaster, or anyone else who needs recording services?
Well, we got a place for you where your vision can become a reality.
Welcome to Small Pond Studios, built by hand with heart and sweat equity by musicians for musicians.
Go to smallpondstudios.io to reach out to get more information. And make sure you let them know that Brew sent you. Hey, Sound Guy Ryan here. Didn't know if you heard, but we're a part of the Hopped Up Network. There you'll find other informative podcasts about beer. So go ahead, follow them on social media, and visit them on their website, hoppedupnetwork.com, to learn more about the people, beer, and breweries from around the country. And until next time, thanks for listening. Cheers.
And we're back. We just came back with an amazing idea for us to get out of the beer industry. We can't disclose it, though.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it.
But
we also don't want to get out of the beer industry.
That's true.
Right.
We want to stay in it. We want to
like a side gig.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will
Everybody's got side
supplement.
gigs.
Yeah.
We're kind of standing behind a wall of barrels. Are you guys getting into barrel aging? Is that a secret?
It's not a secret, no. the room we're standing in is called the Barrel Room.
The Barrel Room.
Oh.
Tell us more.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So we had this great idea in late 2019 to create more space. We were getting a lot of requests for private events. Can we rent whatever? And we never wanted to like close down the tap room for a private event because like, you know, that's how we make, you know, people coming here is
Money.
Make money. Yeah. So we had this awesome idea. So let's make another room. This was just storage. And you know, we finished it in I think like March 14th.
Oh, right before the pandemic?
2020.
Oh, right before
I love that
coronavirus?
date.
Right before we weren't allowed to let anybody in the building anymore. So it's been like a longer rollout. But anyways, yes, back to your question about the actual barrels. We've been into barrels the whole time.
Cool.
There's probably 6 barrels up there right now that started in July 2018.
Oh,
Holy
wow.
cow.
Yeah,
Wow.
July 20th.
That's awesome.
And we opened July 5th.
Are you
so
excited?
like a couple of weeks after we opened, I was like, all right, hey, we got to take a long view in this, and let's see how it goes. We were just tasting some yesterday, actually.
Good.
Yeah, some of them.
They'll get
Yeah.
better.
Well, we'll blend them. Yeah.
I'm not an experienced, barrel-aged beer person by any stretch. So yeah, some of them were good, some of them not so much. But from what I've heard, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
They're each, same beer, 2 different barrels, and each one is a completely unique experience, which is what makes them cool, but also, like a little bit of a gamble
Right.
when you're brewing.
Right. No, definitely.
Do you guys have a flagship?
Yes, I would say we do now. When we opened, we were just like, we'll just brew a whole bunch of
beer.
different stuff. But I mean, Invisible Airwaves is definitely, we never intended it to be, but it just kind of evolved into it.
Yep.
We brew, we're brewing it every other week now. And, because of that and just because it's popular, it's easily what we sell the most of.
Yeah.
Most people, when, when they meet me and they're like, oh, you work at Stellwagen, you own Stellwagen? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, that's really cool. I love your beer. I'm like, oh, nice. Which one? And they're like, Airwaves. Like, oh, okay.
Duh.
Yeah. Cool.
For our listeners who may not know about it, can you tell us a little bit about Airwaves?
Yeah. Airwaves is a New England style IPA. It's got Citra and Mosaic in the dry hop, 7%. It's characteristic of the style. It's easy drinking. It's not super bitter, but you're getting a ton of like citrus and tropical fruit from the hop, from the late hop additions. It's delicious. We use a good amount of adjuncts in the grain bill to promote mouthfeel.
Yeah. And
the name. So if you look out our building, we're right next to a radio station. So that was part of it. Well, I guess it's inspired by Spirit of the Radio, which is a Rush song.
Yep.
Another fun fact about Marshfield is that it was the home to the very first voice radio broadcast.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, I told that story a lot early on, and I don't remember what year it was anymore. It was like 1908.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was down in Brant Rock, and it was a guy he was singing. It was Christmas carols. I want to say he was singing Silent Night or something on Christmas Eve, just from the tower, and like broadcast it out to some ships that were like sailing by or whatever.
They must have shit their pants when they're like, why are we here Silent Night?
Seriously, you were always like, I guess you were just kind of, it was the Morse code or
Yeah.
whatever, and then all of a sudden a voice comes through it. Yeah.
Yeah. They must have thought they were haunted.
Yeah, it must have been pretty sweet.
Yeah. That was cool.
So then let's back up as well. Stellwagen, where does that come from?
Stellwagen, all right, cool. So
yeah, let's
again,
go with that.
one of these things where I think because I know something that everybody else does.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I wanted the which is never the case, and vice versa all the time. So Stellwagen it's a marine sanctuary. It's a part of the National Marine Sanctuary structure. What it literally is an underwater plateau that stretches basically from the tip of Cape Cod up to Gloucester. And it's home to some of the best whale watching in the world, some of the best commercial fishing in the world. It's like a super diverse marine habitat.
This all makes sense now.
Hundreds and hundreds of like different marine animals live there.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Like I like fishing. I was watching a lot of Wicked Tuna when at the time that Stellwagen was starting, and they do a lot of the fishing at Stellwagen on that show. So
It was a no-brainer.
Yeah,
It was like drilled into your head, like this has to happen.
You know, it was funny. I was a friend of mine helped a lot with the original branding of Stellwagen. Works at a brewery up in Maine. His name's Parker. And he was the one who actually came up with it. Like, I had thought of it, but I was like, nah, that just sounds too easy. Like,
Everyone knows about this.
I want something that resonates with local people and, you know, that folks can relate to around here. So that's just like, come on, that's like obvious. And he was like, no, like, I think that's a cool name. I was like, really? Okay. So I stewed on it for a while.
Yeah.
And literally just couldn't come up with anything better.
Ryan, you work in the fish industry. You know about Stellwagen?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Of course
I was going to say cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it.
Neither
Grew up in the North Shore my whole life, so it's
totally makes
cool.
sense.
The best thing is when I say they're like, oh, Stellwagen Bank, and they're like, you named your brewery after a financial institution?
You're like, yeah.
Really weird. And I'm like, oh, sorry, let me back up. Like, no, it's a fishing, whale watching. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, where do you live?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I don't know. I just assume people.
No, that was the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, no, but it
Literally
all makes sense
lived in
now
that
because like
area.
Stellwagen and the whale, I'm like, how did these
Yeah, where do they-
mix?
One of my best friends works for Gordon's, like the fish stick company up in Gloucester. Said the same thing to me. He was like, dude, what sweet name? What's it mean?
And you're like, dude, really? That's
Come
so
on,
funny.
man.
I hope Gordon's is a sponsor or she gets some dollars from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll reach out.
They are, yeah. No. So I'm curious, what are you guys brewing on? What's the system?
We have a 10-barrel direct fire brew house, two vessel.
Nice. Long brew days for you guys?
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends. If we have 4 10-barrel fermenters and 4 20s, so single brew days aren't bad.
Yeah.
Double brew days can be a little bit longer.
For sure.
If we had that third whirlpool vessel, it would be a little quicker, but
One day.
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah.
Speaking of someday, what if you could make one purchase right now, what would that purchase be for your brewery?
I mean, can I cheat seeing as I just bought it?
Sure.
Like the centrifuge?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No, we just bought one. That was a huge investment, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys canning on site?
Yep.
Wow. So
Yeah, we have
Nice.
a AB craft can 15, so it's 4-head filler.
Nice.
It felt like insane overkill at the time when we opened because we've had it from day one.
Oh, wow.
That was a lot
Nice.
of the good advice that I got from folks
Yeah.
because I was thinking about just getting like a
Bottle.
manual,
Oh.
Steamer, yeah.
manual
No.
canner. And they were just like, dude, don't do it. I was like, I don't know, we're gonna be doing like 10 cases at a time or something like that. Like, it's not gonna be that bad. And at first we did, but when the pandemic happened and we had to pivot to
I was going to
100%
say, that was great
Felt like
last
you were
year.
cans, we were so
Yeah.
happy we had it.
Yeah.
And we're upgrading it actually to double the throughput in a few weeks actually.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Anything in the craft beer scene that kind of frustrates you right now?
I touched on it a little earlier, and I didn't think I would ever say this, but just like the constant, hey, what do you got that's new?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the constant desire for something new and different.
we were 3 weeks old, and we had people coming in asking that. I'm
Like we're
We
new.
just
We're new.
opened.
like, it's awesome because that's part of what makes the
They're
industry
interested, right?
fun,
Yeah.
and that's why people like it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, it's like, just give us a minute. We'll think of something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So 3 years into the beer industry, obviously last year being like the shittiest year, was the local community important to you guys to keep the lights on?
Hell yeah. I was terrified when we shut down or when everything got shut down last March. I was like, who knows what to expect? I mean, we're so new, like,
Right.
we have reserves to get through a couple months, but like, I don't know, like, how long is this going to last? And interestingly enough, I mean, we brewed more beer last year than we did the year before.
Wow.
Right? I mean, again, it was only our second year, so like, it's not like that's
Not
crazy.
Right, but still. I mean, that's impressive.
We, that first couple of weeks when I was most nervous for how things were going to shake out, the people just showing up with their cars, being like, hey, I'm here for my pickup order, like, it was insane. It was like the day we opened again, with just how, or like any normal Tuesday.
Right.
With,
Duh, obviously, guys.
with how just crazy busy it was. was awesome. And I mean, that's local, right?
That is awesome.
And that was the people around here that supported us.
So the local.
Love hearing that.
Are you in distribution?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the whole state, right?
Not the whole state. So we self-distribute from like Boston down to Plymouth, and we work with coastal craft distributors, and they do the South Coast and Cape Cod and the islands for us.
Wow.
Sweet.
So that's pretty much it. I mean, we will do one-off, deliveries North Shore, Western Mass as well, but that's not
very often.
Not very often.
Yeah.
So we want our listeners to come here. Where are you physically located?
We are located at 100 Enterprise Drive in Marshfield, Massachusetts.
Yes. And the South Shore is basically, if you drive down through Route 3, you can go to a number of great breweries.
Yeah, you
Almost
definitely can.
all of them.
Yeah, so it's definitely a destination.
I'm on the board of directors of South Shore Beer. I hope Tino plugged it when he was talking before, but yeah, we just had a meeting last night. There's
he said you were late for
12 of us now. I was late for
Yeah,
it.
that's what he said. No, I'm just kidding.
I was.
Yeah.
I totally was.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's 12 of us now, and I mean that's basically
awesome.
we created this. I mean, again, it's not a new idea, but the South Shore Beer Trail. You start up in Braintree or down south in Plymouth, whichever direction you're going, and just I don't know how many miles Route 3 is, but there's 12 of us on the along Route 3. It's great.
Yeah. We say it a lot. The South Shore beer scene is really, really cool.
It is. It's great. You get amazing beer right along here.
The one thing I like is that I think the people, we're in the North Shore, people are nice, but I think down here people are certainly nicer.
It's a different vibe. I feel like there was more people-centered, not just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We'll let our listeners decide.
Exactly. You just got to come down here and experience it for yourself.
You all are from the North Shore?
That's
right.
Okay. Born like OG North Shore? Because I feel like when people come here, they're just like, wow, you guys are all a bunch of assholes.
Oh,
like it doesn't matter where
so
you're from.
my mom grew up in Cohasset.
Yeah.
So like I have the best of both worlds, but definitely born and raised on the North Shore.
I mean like from like outside the state.
Oh,
I'm from outside the state.
Okay.
So I understand what you're saying. But I've been here long enough where I kind of
You embrace it now.
I've embraced it now. Yeah.
Cool.
No, it's true. I grew up in Cohasset.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Where are you located on social media?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
At Stellwagen.
At Stellwagen. At Stellwagen Beer.
Nice.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. And
Love it.
Erica, you got that last question?
So we always like to enter interviews. Well, lately we like to enter interviews with what would you like to learn more about?
I don't know. I'm always a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
I'm an ADHD guy.
Cool.
So like trying to focus in on just learning more about one thing is impossible.
Yeah.
Because it'll change in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I can drink to that.
Yeah. Easy enough.
Well, thank you for doing this today.
Yeah.
Certainly
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We wish you guys all the success. You guys are
Thanks.
doing a lot of things right, so.
Yeah.
Same at you.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
Aw,
thanks.
Thanks.
Well,
Until next time.
cheers.
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 All right, Ryan just woke up from his Hefeweizen nap,
Yeah,
and he's very sleepy.
I'm very sleepy.
So he's going to go back to nap, so I'm just going to do the outro. So go to sleep, Ryan. He's asleep, so we'll do whispering. All right, so next week we have Lops Brewing in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Yep, we went back to Rhode Island. Oh, no, he's waking up. Ryan, where are we next week?
We're in Woonsocket, Rhode Island at Lops Brewing.
Oh, yeah, he was listening. All right, so enjoy the episode next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.